War, pandemics, and natural disasters are affecting people all around the world. But amidst all this destruction and chaos, there's one region being tormented more than any other place on the planet: Ohio. Now, if you're like me and you get your news from TikTok, you'll know that the mystical land of Ohio has gone from the most uninteresting state to the most deranged, which was previously held by Florida. This has led to people describing recent events as only in Ohio or just an average day in Ohio. Now, just like most things these days, it's unclear what's real and what's fake. Like, for all we know is this mystical land of Ohio doesn't actually exist. And that's why today, I'm gonna be recreating Ohio in real life. Now, the goal is to create original video clips, which is going to be a very difficult task, because the rules of reality don't really apply in Ohio. I'm talking flying objects, broken physics, and things that just shouldn't exist. Which is why this is a task that can only be done using top-tier VFX. Which is where I come in. Now, I want each one of these videos to be an original concept that follows Ohio lore.
In order to determine if a video is from Ohio, it must consist of one of these three things. Classification number 1, big thing. Yes, an incredibly large person, place, or thing, most commonly found in the sky, in the dark, or in your mom.
This clip in particular stands out to me. It appears the Beast Titan from Attack on Titan is throwing a rock at a local Ohioan. Is this a thing? Yes. Is it abnormally large? Also yes. Then we can in fact determine that this clip is from Ohio.
Classification number 2. This is the equation constant equals unit times mass. Now, for those of you that don't understand, you're not supposed to, because if it makes sense, then it's probably not from Ohio. It also spells cum.
For example, in this clip, we see an Ohioanite holding a knife. And as he goes to cut this loaf of bread, it appears the bread deflates? Definitely a class 2.
Lastly, we have classification number 3. It's most identifiable by containing something from another universe, like Batman, a Star Wars ship, or pretty much anything from Fortnite at this point.
As you can see in this clip, there's a Minecraft ghast in a parking lot. Since this is a big thing, it's gotta be a class 1, right? Wrong. It's obviously a class 3. Or 2. These rules are kind of interchangeable, they're more like guidelines. Now, I understand these people are probably just reposting videos they found online and slapping the words Ohio on it, but that's why I want to make mine from scratch. So now that we've covered the guidelines, let's go ahead and make some Ohio. For the first video, I sat down and I decided I wanted to make something big. And instead of filming something outside, I downloaded Google Earth so that I could composite something funny into Street View. The hard part would be finding a location with lots of open space. Next, I brought my screen recording into After Effects, and I tracked the video. And now, the real hard part. What do I actually put on the video? I could do Godzilla, maybe a Transformer, maybe not. The Screaming Cowboy. The decisions were too much to handle, so I decided to go with the inspiration from earlier. So I downloaded a 3D model of the Colossal Titan, because I ain't doing that from scratch. Next, I posed him up in Blender, and then composited him into After Effects with some clouds, to make it look more epic. Wait.
More epic. WTF is going on in Ohio?
Okay, for the second concept, I needed something that would make you say,
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
"That's because you're in Ohio, silly." So for this one, I'm gonna throw it back. Not like that. I want to make some old school found footage where I open my door and it's just all Ohio. But it was too bright outside to get the inside exposed. So I put up a professional sun blocker, which is totally not a blanket for my bed, and it worked perfect. Pure Ohio. Not really, since we all know that a class 2 Ohio video involves things that don't make sense. And that's why I'm gonna add the Backrooms. To do this, I no-clipped into the ground and found myself in the Backrooms, but I forgot to bring my camera. So instead, I went to Google and I downloaded a 3D model, because there's just no way that I could, you know this already. Anyway, click, click, camera tracked, and final product. Yo, so the craziest thing just happened outside my door. What? So for the final concept, I originally made this Minecraft clip, but I realized it wasn't that impressive for the grand finale, so I trashed it. Because I decided I wanted to combine all the rules of Ohio into one video. So I recorded myself in front of a green screen to put myself into Ohio. To do this, I roto-brushed myself out so that I could start adding in some cool background plates from Production Crate, who happens to be not the sponsor of this video. Next, I downloaded a bunch of character models and animated them in Mixamo, which always works exactly how it's supposed to. And after hours of compositing in After Effects, I have one shot done. So I pretty much repeated the same process for the rest of the shots, except for this one. I did it in Unreal, since I needed it to look peaceful, and I'm only really good at making destruction in After Effects. But that's when I realized I needed to get smashed, which can sometimes be a difficult task. So I decided to bring back the Titan from earlier. No, the other one. Yeah. All these shots took me about a week, which was a whole week longer than I wanted to, but I think it came up pretty good. So here's the
Final video.
It's been 6 years. I think I've actually given up hope. I can't even dream of escaping the wasteland. But they say you don't look for a way out. It finds you.